Another one of those fights that I'm like, I don't know. Let me actually get to the breakdown and maybe I'll have a better view of this particular fight. So, as far as striking, let's start with the reach. I don't feel like anyone has a reach advantage here. And then finishing ability, both of them are not particularly great at finishing fights, which is kind of terrible. They're not very good at finishing fights. Bryce Mitchell has a 59% finish rate. Saeed Nurmagomedov has a 56% finish rate. Not great either. So most likely goes to a decision. So for this V1, if you are here, I think your decision prediction might actually be true. Because both of them don't seem like they finish. You know, it just feels like they sometimes find a way to finish, but most likely if they are going to win, it's going to be via decision. Um, I just felt like Bryce Mitchell in his last fight fought really well, but I felt like it was mainly because he was angry. Right, Renee the coin tosser. This fight will go to decision. I 100% agree with that. Um, let's go to striking. Saeed Nurmagomedov is going to be a little bit better as far as output. Um, Bryce Mitchell is a little bit, surprisingly, Bryce Mitchell is a little bit better defensively, but obviously it's largely because of his wrestling. Obviously, a lot of people are a bit more afraid to engage with him because of the grappling. So Charlotte McGee. Okay, you have the crown. I thought they had banned you again. Renee the coin tosser, why don't you have a crown? I was like, you guys got off the naughty list and you're back on it. Anyway, I'll respond to you guys. Let me finish breaking down this fight. um, so, as far as the striking goes, I think it might be very interesting to see how this one plays out. I think Bryce Mitchell does not have the best striking. To be honest, I think Saeed is a little bit better. But like I said yesterday, just because someone has awkward striking, it doesn't mean it's not effective. I think for me, I don't look at who's flashier or who's hitting the right moves the right way. I just look at whose style is more effective, right? You don't have to be the most technical. You just have to be the most effective. And I feel like Bryce Mitchell defensively, but I think it's largely because of the wrestling, which I don't think is going to play that much of a role here. I mean, all respect to Bryce Mitchell, it just feels like the days when Bryce Mitchell was this scary guy who's going to run through everyone are gone, man. Um, Gene Silva is not a grappler, and look at what he did to Bryce Mitchell. Let's leave what happened on the feet aside. Like, look at what the Gene Silva did to him on the ground, right? And I know that Said Nurmagomedov is not Islam. He's not, what do you call him, Umar. He's not Habib, but he is I mean, I think he trains with them, if I'm not mistaken. He's not the best among them, that's for sure. But I don't think. Actually, let me finish with the striking before I go to the grappling. So on the feed, what gave Bryce Mitchell the advantage as far as the grappling goes, or rather, as far as the striking goes, was the fact that a lot of people were afraid to engage with him because of the wrestling, right? It's the same situation where you see Habib Nurmagomedov being able to knock down um, Conor McGregor, even though Conor McGregor is the striker, because he is afraid of the wrestling. So he's a little bit more hesitant with his approach to the fight. So that advantage won't be there for Bryce Mitchell in this particular fight. But at the same time, it's going to be very hard to see how this one plays out. But technical striking, I obviously will go with Saeed Nomagomedov. I just worry about his cardio because I feel like Bryce Mitchell will probably have a little bit better cardio. Grappling wise, who's going to have the advantage? Like I said in the previous breakdown, oof, I love my breakdown so much. So in my previous breakdown, I said I always favor whoever is better defensively. Bryce Mitchell is horrible defensively. Good offensively, and we saw how horrible he is defensively against Gene Silva, Ilya Tuporia, and who else did he fall? Did he fight? I mean, even that butt scooter. What's his name? Hoyce Gracie to some at some point found a way to get Mitchell on the ground, right? So for me personally, even though Mitchell won that fight, the mere fact that Hoyce Gracie or what do you not Hoyce Gracie, what's his name? Kron. My apologies to Royce Gracie. Kron Gracie. Um, if Kron Gracie can find a way to get you on the ground, let me not say he took him down, but let's say if Kron Gracie can find a way to get you to the ground, then Saeed Nomagomedov is probably going to find a way to get you to the ground, right? So the wrestling, I think, will be a bad idea for Bryce Mitchell in this fight. In all honesty, Bryce Mitchell's best success at winning this fight, I think, is going to be on the feet. To be honest, um, he is horrible defensively, right? It's so easy to take down Bryce Mitchell, and that's the problem with jiu-jitsu guys, right? And it's a universal thing. Jiu-jitsu guys are so confident in their ability to submit you that they are okay with you just taking them down, and usually that works against them, right? They stay on their back, they lose rounds, and even if there's no finish, it ends up with them losing the fight because they are so willing to be on their back because they think, oh, I'll find a submission, right? On the feed, I feel like Saeed Nomagomedov is going to outpoint him, even though Bryce Mitchell might be a little bit more active. I don't like to, I don't like to reduce FI to technical striking anymore. So I don't just want to say Saeed Nomagomedov is going to win because he's more technical. But in this fight, I feel like it's going to be so close that technique might actually play a significant role. Bryce Mitchell has had success on the feet only because people are afraid to engage with him on the ground. I don't think Saeed Nomagomedov is going to be afraid to engage with Bryce Mitchell on the ground. So because of that, I'm a little bit more confident in Saeed actually winning this one. I don't think Bryce Mitchell is going to be able to take down Saeed Nomagomedov. If anyone is going to get taken down, it's going to be Bryce Mitchell. And I could see it's kind of, sad that Bryce Mitchell actually got submitted. Am I wrong? Let me actually double check. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I do so many things that I forget, even recent results. I think Gene Silva actually submitted Bryce Mitchell. And if Bryce Mitchell is being submitted by a striker, I mean he has fallen from grace, man. Okay, let me not use those those words, but still, like he's not the same as the guy who was undefeated and was on a crazy run, right? Like I said, it's kind of sad that even Crown Gracie finds a way to get you to the ground. So for me, because of that, it's kind of hard for me to actually have any sort of confidence in Bryce Mitchell, to be honest. I still do feel like he was fighting a little bit better. He was more aggressive. Maybe his striking might have improved against his striking might have improved when he was preparing for Gene Silva. So maybe that might come out here. Um, yeah, Gene Silva submitted him in the second round. I mean, it's kind of sad, but I feel bad for Bryce Mitchell. But yeah, if Gene Silva is submitting you, you are being. I know he wasn't pinned down, but still he was on his back against Crown Gracie, not Crown Gracie. So because of that, man, it's hard for me to have any sort of confidence in Bryce Mitchell on the ground. So in conclusion, I feel like Saeed Nurmagomedov might have a bit of an advantage on the ground, and on the feed, he's going to have a technical advantage. The only thing that concerns me is I feel like Bryce Mitchell has better cardio, so that might be problematic. But yeah, my subscribers and I are officially going with Saeed Nomagomedov. Let me respond to you guys so that I can go to the next fight. Near the coin tosser, this fight will go to decision, yeah? 43-1, yeah, I agree. Shoshat McGee, Bryce via final crusade. Rolling Stone, this weight cut will be interesting. Jin Silva is just that good. Okay, okay. Shoshat McGee, Bryce via three chimneys. What does that mean? For it V1, why does McGee look like a caveman? I don't know. Ronaldo coin toss that Jin Silva is gonna be champ one day. I agree. I agree. What about Crown Gracie? I mean, so Rolling Stone said Bryce's shenanigans aside, and he's pretty damn good. I agree. I'm not gonna disagree with you, man. Rene the coin tosser. For me, Saeed is the better striker. Okay, I agree with that. Shot McGee. Bryce has to get it to the ground to win, and I think he can walk right to Saeed's punches. And Team Khabib has been getting taken down a lot lately. Not by Bryce Mitchell though. Rolling Stone, Habib's grappling made his striking bargaining effective. I agree. Similarly with Bryce Mitchell, Rolling Stone, very effective. Effective, yes. I'm sure Shot McGee. Tagir and Sagir couldn't get their wrestling of last few fights. Sure, I agree. Rene the coin tosser. Saeed is probably a better striker than he is a grappler. Yeah. Blessing, Saeed is winning. I'm with you there. Rolling Stone, Bryce had some nasty Habib level ground and pound versus Gracie. I agree, but I mean, at some point, Gracie had top position. Shoshat McGee, Bryce has been wrestling goats to prepare for Saeed. So, Bryce via goat. Rather coin toss. I want to go with Bryce, but the judges are gonna be. Hey, don't do that. Do we all know? We're not gonna give it to him. They're the coin tosser. It's good each other's neck. The Rolling Stone. I don't see the weight cut to make him and Bryce stronger. Yeah. Um, but is he cutting that much though? Renata coin tosser. Muslim bias in Abu Dhabi is a real thing. I disagree, man. I disagree. Go to Australia. Okay, Canada is a little bit France. No, I disagree with that. Rolling Stone is Jim Silver did. He was subbed by Tuporia too. Yeah, I mean those two are future champions. But I'm just saying, maybe I'm being too hard on Bryce Mitchell to be honest. But it's a bad look, man. I'm sure Shot McGee, Bryce about to walk in there like the leprosy. You know, it was, I can't see Saeed getting dominated here. I think he can get up to his feet a few times. This will be close, yeah. Um, Rolling Stone, this weight cut may hurt his cardio. Who? Bryce Mitchell. I'm sure Sean McGee. Saeed, Saeed is has good scrambles but terrible takedowns. Yeah, his takedowns are terrible, but defensively I think he's better than Bryce Mitchell. So that's why I don't think Bryce is going to ever going to succeed on the ground. Rolling Stone, let's not forget Bryce is cutting to 135. Oh, that makes it interesting. Bryce might be stronger. Who knows? Rene the coin tosser. I don't think Saeed will shoot that much. If he does, that's a low fight IQ. Rene the coin tosser. He'll defensively wrestle well enough, though. Yeah, I agree. Rene the coin tosser. Come on, bro. How does anyone give Renard the win over Carlos Leo? That's gonna be biased there, right? It's one fight, guys. It's one fight. Like, I mean, the exception does not make the rule. It's one fight. Let's not do. Let's not do that. Another coin tosser. But they gave Vinicius the win over Zaid in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, Shoshat McGee, right? But they had to. But you guys said they keep on giving robberies all around. Guys, I have to go. I'm going to come back for that live the last stream in actually at the time that I said at 6 o'clock. Whatever time you're seeing it on your on your screens, that's when I'll probably come back for that stream. So I'm going to take around maybe 15 minutes to actually finish off the final stream. I want to do something a little bit quickly. And then the coin tosser, they low key saved my parlay with that Renat robbery. Anyway, so in conclusion, my subscribers and I are going with Saeed Nurmagomedov. I didn't actually consider that Bryce Mitchell is moving down. Might be interesting to be honest. Um, if Bryce Mitchell cuts the right way, he might be a problem at bantamweight. So I guess we'll see. But yeah, I'm going Saeed Nurmagomedov. My subscribers are going Saeed Nurmagomedov. I think that's why Bryce Mitchell is moving down. I think he recognizes that a lot of these guys at featherweight, is it featherweight? Yeah, a lot of these guys at featherweight probably have a bit of a muscle and strength advantage. So if he can be a little bit bigger at bantamweight, maybe he might have a bit more success. Another coin tosser, if Bryce looks cooked at weigh-ins, I'll go Saeed. Yeah, but I'm officially going with Saeed. I don't think that pick is gonna change. I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. I love and appreciate all of you. Deuces.